two Russian officers. And incidentally, we spoke pretty good English. But we were following along with them, and all the squad of about 8 Russian soldiers marching in column in back of us. We were making sort of an inspection of the town. And we up ahead of us, we saw 2 Russian soldiers come out of a town, get drunk, and coming out of the house, get drunk, and they're sculling a bottle in each hand and stuff like that. He yelled something Russian to the squad, and they ran up and got him, stood him up against the house, and shot him. No trial, no digger, didn't you, or anything, or why did you, just stood him up against the house and shot him, did. Just like that. And they were watching for Germans with civilian clothes on. And every once in a while, Germans come by, and I know prisoners had tattoos. I mean, the German prisoners had tattoos on their arm, numbers. How they were telling which one was which, I don't know, but they pull up their sleeve, and they had a German watch on. Well, that was instant execution. And so this went on for only maybe a couple of days. We got into the Red Cross stores and in the prison, found out that they had all kinds of Red Cross stores there. I mean, boxes of food and stuff like that the Germans never did tell us about. And we got into that, and then we started having something to eat for a change. And finally, well, I said the Russians, like I said, the Russians didn't want nothing to do with us. And the Allied radio would come through and say, stay where you are, stay where you are. And we got tired of staying where we are, so went down around the rail yard and found an engine in operating condition, and incidentally the engineer was there and staying with his engine, and we had him couple up 4 or 5 boxcars, and we loaded the boxcars up and took off for the American line. And the German part of the I don't know, it was a German engineer really, but he had to be persuaded with a gun in his back to drive the train, but he did a pretty good job of it. And we got to a bridge, he said that locomotive was too heavy for that particular bridge, and that it was a big freight locomotive. And I said, okay, we'll stop the train. So we stopped, and they told everybody to get off and walk across the other side of the bridge. And then, with a little more prodding with a fist of a 9mm Luger, well, he decided to drive the train across the bridge.
The bridge did just fine, huh?
It sort of creaked a little bit. We made it across all right and moved up the train with the prisoners again and headed on down. We ran into an outpost from the American Army, who stopped us naturally, and when I told them what was going on, I had a whole load of prisoners. The next headquarters, or CP, is only about 3 miles down the road, and so just go on in, and I'll radio ahead that you're coming in. And we had to, well, the train had to go pretty darn slow, because we didn't know when we were going to come on to a blown out section or something like that. Luckily, the track held steady all the way in. And when we got into the town, well, we stopped there, and they held us up. Well, they had a line of GI cans on, GI burners, all filled with boiling water and sea rations. And they warned us when we got off the train that we could have as much as we want, but that it was real rich food and we probably wouldn't be able to keep it down. Well, I think I managed to keep the 3rd can down from their on, but if we had it made. Well, that was a mess there, because they just weighed into those sea rations like a Christmas feast. Well, actually, some of them were in a lot worse shape than I was. Had been there longer than I had.
Now, you made it back to your unit? Or
no, I never did get sent back to the unit. I wish I had, really. 2 milkshakes a day, and they were made with straight cream, I think. And oh, they fed it like kings. Then shipped it back, or leave back home, and then just a short leave, and then actually they reached, in my particular case, and as well as some of the others that were with me, we were sent down to Miami Beach to backing up camp. And we had I think a room on about the 12th floor of one of the beachfront hotels on Miami Beach. Had a little balcony on it like that. God, it was beautiful. I mean, Steve was with me on that deal. And we led the life of riding down there while they're fattening us up.
So how long after that did the second child come?
What?
How long after that did the second child come? Your next kid?
Oh, it wasn't too long. It came away rather rapidly.
Like 9 months, or?
It was a little over 9 months. It came along pretty quick. But I know when the whole family met me down the train depot when I came in, and with my little daughter with her. And, she wouldn't have nothing to do with it. Boy, I mean, they were arms around me and doing her smooching, and they were sitting in the back of the car and smooching on the way home. And Barb didn't want none of that. That was her cottage. You know, that was, she didn't know me. And I guess she was a couple years old then. Let's see, 2 or 3 years old.
How many kids? You got, I don't even know how many cousins. There's Bert and Joe and...
Well, I got 11 grandkids and 3 great-grandkids.
Well, for the camera, name your kids for us, because this is for somebody we've never met.
Barbara was my firstborn, and who probably labeled Bobby Joe, who is now a school teacher in Taylorville. Then one came Donna, and they gave us the 2 girls, and well, she didn't have a nickname. She was just always Donna, period. And she lives in Springfield now. And then there along came Joe, which is our third child. Which, when I named Joe, and I know when I called my parents to tell them that it was a boy, the first words out of my dad's mouth, you named him Joe, didn't you? So I didn't see you have a heck of a lot of choice. Because we had actually, when we married, we were hoping for 3 kids. And, well, we were fortunate. We had 3 good, healthy kids. And then, foolishness started. But in about 9 years later, along came number 4. That's Kurt. And even though he wasn't planned for, he was walking off in arms naturally. And actually, after the 3 older ones left home and got married by Maggie, well, he sort of kept the house jumping. And he lived down in Texas now. He's a mail carrier. Married a girl named Vicky, a real cute little gal. And that just about sums up the Goulet part of the plan.
Well, do you have any special message, any life lesson that you've learned that you want to pass on to future generations? Any one?
Well, nothing profound that I would say. Just enjoy life while you're here, because it's the only time you're going to go through. So enjoy it while you're here.
Fair enough. Okay, that's a wrap then.